how accurate do your stories need to be? I think in the end, the stories are there to educate our audience and to elevate our audience, to help them become better people, to help them understand your point. And the stories are just there for that. And so I don't think the stories have to be, well, journalistically perfect in order for them to elevate and educate the audience. When Jesus was asked, why do you tell parables? Well, parables are stories. They're not necessarily everything in there exactly the way it happened, but he was just telling them to make a point. You think about it, Jesus had such a challenge. He was talking to shepherds and to fishermen, and he was talking about things like redemption and salvation and these big concepts. And how do you make that really make sense to a shepherd? Well, you do that by telling stories. And the stories that he told were parables. And parables means it's not necessarily a completely accurate story. Sometimes in our presentations, we will tell a story and we have to reshape it or move pieces around for it to be better fit. And there's a lot of talk about, well, how truthful does this need to be? And I remember early on when I was speaking, and I'd get off the stage and my wife would say, well, Daniel, that's not the way that happened at all. That this happened first, and this happened first, and this happened first. But the reality is that your stories are there to make a point and to help your audience. Now, you don't want to tell something that's a complete lie. You don't want to say, well, when I was shot down in Vietnam, and you're only 32 years old, and Vietnam wasn't even happening when you were born. So you don't want to lie about it, but within the parameters of the story, if it's a better story to move things around, please reshape that. It's a better gift for your audience than if you tell the complete, honest, everything exactly the way it happened, but the story is somehow or another not interesting or does not make the point.